So let's talk about the fun and the recreation in federal prison. How about guitar? Can you play guitar in federal prison? Well, yes, you can. The stereotypical prison band concept is a real thing in most federal prisons across the country. Especially at lows and camps, you can find guitars, bass guitars, pianos, drums, all the amplifiers you need, and sometimes even classical instruments like violins and trumpets and saxophones. Every prison runs these things differently, but in general, you can usually check out instruments during the day to practice in certain designated areas around the recreational zone of the prison. Different inmates will teach classes for some of these instruments to teach you in a more structured way, usually just 1 or 2 days a week for about 12 weeks. Requests for things like new drumsticks, guitar strings, or even new instruments can be made to whichever officer oversees recreation, therefore, the recreation budget. Usually, he will have orderlies who keep track of the instruments and keep the auditorium clean, and that recreation CO will prefer to receive requests through those people. Matter of fact, I played bass in a prison band at FCI Morgantown. What you do is you send in a request form to form the band formally, and by doing that, it gives inmates access to the auditorium and the practice room for a certain amount of time during the day that you schedule ahead of time in 12-week blocks. At some prisons like Morgantown, the best band may be asked to play songs for events like RDAP graduations, GED graduations, things like that throughout the year. And any band can also submit a request to just hold a concert in general that can be approved by the correction officers, which is great for things like Christmas and New Year's. So that's it. It's still prison, but it does give you an escape. It's something that everyone looks forward to, and it's a program that people hold in very high regard. And so there's a lot of protection, and uh, people are very territorial about making sure that the band stays intact, that these privileges aren't being abused, because it is an escape for so many people.